The hardest part of deconstruction for me was loss. Like, you lose your worldview, you lose your sense of self, you lose your faith, you lose your family, you lose your friends, you lose everything you built your life on, and it crumbles, and you have the opportunity to rebuild it based on truth. And one of the things that I lost and had to grapple with was this loss of the idea of American exceptionalism, which was integral to how I was raised. It was integral to how I understood the Christian faith. It was integral to how I understood history, church history, American history. And then coming out of it and realizing the poison that is in the soil, the things that people for centuries in America now have been telling us are in the soil, the white supremacy, the white nationalism, that when you grow up in Christian nationalism, you refuse to acknowledge are there. That's why they say things like, oh, slavery was so long ago. Why are you playing the race card? Because they refuse to acknowledge it's there. But we see it now. It's so clear. The hoods are off. There's no pretense. But understanding, like, when your worldview drops from under your feet like that, and you make the decision that I don't care if I lose my entire community, I want what's right, it completely changes what you believe is possible. I had the chance to interview Timothy Hafey yesterday, and if you don't know who Timothy Hafey is, he was the lead investigator for the Charlottesville Unite the Right rally. He was also lead investigative counsel for the January 6th insurrection. And at the end of that interview, I asked him, what was the scariest thing you found out about January 6th? And what is your hope now as we see democracy and the Constitution clearly under attack? And he said with January 6th, he's like, what the scariest thing was how close it was to working. And that if it weren't for key people within the Trump administration as well that said no, even Mike Pence that said, no, I'm not going to do that. He said, had those people not been there, had they been yes men, this would have worked. He would have halted the transfer of power. And he also said, what my hope is exactly that we are the democracy. We're the savior. We're the white knight. There's no adult in the room that's going to come in and save you. We get to save it, because that's what democracy looks like. And I think that we're seeing this huge undercurrent shift. We see it in the campaigns of Zohran Mamdani, James Talarico, Afton Ben here, that there is a change happening where people are fed up. People see what's in the soil and they want something new. They want something transformative. They want something that actually matters. And that's why it's so important that we understand no one's coming to save us. We've got to fucking save ourselves. That's why showing up at protests tomorrow is so important. I don't care if you didn't prepare. I don't care if you didn't make a sign. Go and show up, because what if we are in the opportunity to birth a new nation? What if we get to lay the foundation for the America I was taught was real? What if that's in our future, not behind us? What if we get to make the difference? We are the adults in the room. We're the savior. We are the people that get to determine what happens next, because without our work, without our money, and without our participation, they cannot have a country they can control. We have to actively choose to participate and submit to it for it to work. We're the adults in the rooms. We get to stop it. Make sure we keep protesting every day.